Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe P. Zapia. With me, of course, is the Welsh. And it's all of you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, here on our Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. That's the place to be, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern. We are here talking baseball. Again, subscribe to the channel, use your Amazon Prime, get rid of those nasty commercials, just $5, and it's not just MLB, it's NFL talk here these days also. And if you're watching on our YouTube channel, Fantasy Pros MLB, make sure you subscribe, make sure you drop your comments below on this or any video, and you could win this month's giveaway. It's the Juan Gonzalez jersey from pristineauction.com. That's right. Drop your comments, ring the bell till it goes ding, like the video, and of course, subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB. And just like that, you're instantly entered to win the Juan Gonzalez autographed jersey. Welsh, we made the people a promise yesterday. For better or for worse, we were going to open the show with Rich Hill. He is 472 years old. He was a starting pitcher yesterday in the big leagues again, and it was pretty cool. Actually, he's 45 years old. A pair of walks, one whole strikeout. He pitched okay. 3 runs, 1 earned, 6 hits, 5 innings. I mean, 5 innings for an old man. That's pretty tough, but it was really the heartwarming moment. I think we have a picture of it too. Rich Hill's son got to watch him pitch last night. So that was pretty cool. Welsh, you like that right there? Rich Hill's son.
I saw that earlier yesterday. They're like, it's so happy that Rich Hill's son got to watch him, and it's some 55-year-old guy that by the way, I vibe with that guy. I feel that guy, just his feelings, and just I understand him. Yeah, Rich Hill. Go on.
But I mean, what did you think? Did you think, I mean, 5 innings, that's pretty good for a 45-year-old guy. I mean, I don't know how he woke up today, but I think that's pretty cool.
I also think it's pretty cool. Gave up a lot of hard hit stuff, but 90 pitches for a 74-year-old is relatively impressive in the majors. I mean, they should look to go and immediately try to trade him and get some value. That's what you do in stuff like this. My favorite thing about the Rich Hill, God, and I can't find it. Oh, it's so depressing. Let me see if I can do one more little click search. Was someone did, I don't know if you saw this, like I found it. What is it? 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon? 7 degrees?
Oh, yeah.
How many degrees is Kevin Bacon?
Six.
Okay. Well, we have 5 degrees of Rich Hill. So check out this connection. This person did. Rich Hill faced Jamie Moyer.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Moyer faced Steve Carlton. Steve Carlton pitched in the same game as Warren Spahn.
No, Spahn. You were right. You were right the first time.
Spahn. Okay. Spahn faced Satchel Paige. Paige was a teammate with Bill Gatewood, who was born in 1881. like that's 140 years of baseball span, 5 degrees with Rich Hill.
I imagine you could do that with Jamie Moyer all day long too, because
they connected it.
You put those two guys together. That's it. That is the 2 of the main pieces of the Infinity Gauntlet for connecting every major league player. By the way, Rich Hill doesn't need the money, folks. I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't be doing this. His
this
career
is the game, man.
Do you want to take a guess on the Rich Hill career earnings according to Spot Track, by the way?
Like 80 million?
Yeah. 80
okay.
80 million. 80 million? Like, even after taxes, I think Rich Hill is probably all right. I'm just saying, like, unless he has a horrible gambling addiction or something like that, I don't know.
Remember the whole like 10-year service time? Like, he's got like almost 3 years of service time of 10 years for what was it? The I'm forgetting the word of what you like 10 years for.
Oh, for the health insurance for the rest of your life?
Yeah, but what's the term?
Tenure?
Yeah, it's tenure. It's not the word I'm thinking of, but
I can't help you.
Somebody help.
Besides, you looking for a word is probably great.
100%.
Like, only good things can happen.
But like if you work like for the government, you have a pension, like a pension. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Got it. He's got like 3 pensions worth of his career that he spent. It's incredible.
Wild. Good for him. I mean, totally unnecessary. He must really not care for his family.
And he's not fantasy relevant, everybody. Like, it's fun. It's super
he has
cool.
A 2-start. I was going to say he's got 2-start week. I want to say next week against the Dodgers he starts. I think I saw him. Maybe I could be wrong. It's like, you know what? This was fun. This was fun. It's a good time. It's a good story. Speaking of the Dodgers, Tanner Scott had his MRI and it said no ligament damage. Okay, so apparently he's going to rest, and we're going to see how it goes. But still, this is concerning. I don't think the Dodgers are going to make a big move. Maybe they'll make a small one just to give him an insurance policy, fortify the bullpen a little bit. But this was probably the best case scenario that the Dodgers could have hoped for, and fantasy managers as well when it comes to Scott.
Well, I mean, maybe like Tanner Scott wasn't exactly like lighting the world up for any period of time. I think Dave Roberts, he used like the term was emotionally not good. And I was like, wow, that's a very nowadays type of term. You don't hear that a lot with baseball players, but like he wasn't in a good mental space from the injury, but this probably cured a lot of it. I think this is a relatively decent spot. Like maybe this ends a huge rotation of guys that end up getting saves when he comes back. But until then, it is just going to be like just a collection. You're just throwing darts out there. Your Kirby Yates, Vesia, Alexis Diaz. You don't know who it's necessarily going to be. But when Tanner Scott comes back, I'd expect him to be like 65% of the saves for the team.
By the way, I forgot. Shout out to Matt, listener of the show, who sent me that on the Twitter machine right before
Rich Hill's kid.
The show. Yeah, yeah. It made me laugh audibly out loud. So I said, "Let's show it on the show."
You older than Rich Hill?
No. Oh yes, I am older than Rich Hill. Yes.
All right,
but I look good.
You do look good. You look better than Rich Hill. Like Rich Hill, like I'm not one to talk because I sometimes have the bags going. He's got some intense bags.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Rich Hill and Kyle Hendricks were both pitching last night, and I was like, wow. It's like we're really getting up there here. But it just shows you, right? The guys who know how to pitch, right? They throw 80-something miles an hour, but they're in the big leagues, so there's a reason. Cristopher Sanchez, he knows how to pitch. 3rd career complete game, 12 strikeouts. The Phillies win 4-1 over the Red Sox, slowing down a little bit. Jacob deGrom, also a great performance by him yesterday. 9 strikeouts, 1 earned over 6. He's at a 2.28 ERA, a .90 whip, 122 strikeouts and 118 innings, just 25 walks. I could not have been more wrong about Jacob deGrom, and I could not be happier to be wrong in my entire life. I love deGrom. Great guy, great pitcher. I'm very happy to see him back. Here's my question. It's the 23rd of July. Is this the last start of Jacob deGrom as a Texas Ranger, Welsh?
100% not. No, the Rangers are going to keep going for this. They're going to, I have to look at the standings, but I think they're right there. They're right in the hunt of it. Also,
they're not as right there as you think they are.
No, I think they're probably 3rd in this division because I think it's Astros and Mariners. Is that correct?
Well, look, if you're looking right now, I thought you were talking about wild card. The wild card is more reasonable for them. The Rangers 7.5 games out. They're out of the West. Yeah, but I'm sorry, but the wild card, they are, I want to say it was 3.5 last night. Going in, now they're just 1.5 out of the wild card.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant 7.5 out of the wild.
No, they're 7.5 out of the division.
Yeah, dude.
But and they're 1.5 out of the wild card, but they've got the Yankees, Mariners, Red Sox, and Rays ahead of them.
The Astros they're falling apart from injuries. Looks like the Paredes thing might be a lot more serious. Jordan Alvarez, he's just staring at his hand, doesn't know what to do. Jeremy Pena is going to start swinging wet or dry soon. So like they're hurting. So this division is definitely like
in there like that.
No, that's our favorite.
You can just line that in there.
But they're like this is a very obtainable division. So I think they're going to make some moves. By the way, I just had a realization too when I was looking at this. Just kind of turning back the other direction because I think Jacob deGrom is going to be a Ranger and he's good to go. When I was looking at Chris Sanchez, I realized our boy Dick Fitz was the opposing pitcher. Yeah. Is this the first Dick Fitz and Dick Mountain because of Rich Hill? Then it's a nickname. It's a nickname made in heaven. The Dick Mountain and Dick Fitz. Whew.
I think this one's gonna get flagged. I got a bad feeling.
No, those are names. Richards. These are Richards.
These are Richards. Guy's named Dick. All right, let's get to Matthew Boyd. He was pretty good yesterday. He was one of my favorite guys I wrote up in the black book. I was just concerned about, okay, when we cross the 100 innings threshold, what does it look like? Well, it still looks good. He had a great start before the break against the Yankees, too, where he almost shut them out with a complete game. Then 7 more scoreless innings today. Yesterday, I should say, against the Royals. It's just an incredible season for Boyd. He has been their best pitcher, and I don't think that is debatable. I think that's just a fact. If it wasn't for Matthew Boyd, I don't think the Cubs are where they are because Steele went down early. Imanaga missed significant time. Ben Brown was all over the place. Tyon, like all these guys, it's been Matthew Boyd who's been the steady presence in this rotation. Cal Raleigh his 39th home run. That's pretty good. Jose Ramirez, he had a good day. Walked 3 times. Ends to his 30th base of the year. The one-man band also hit a home run. So gotta love Jose Ramirez, man. He fills up that stat sheet. Guess what Mitch Keller did yesterday, Welsh?
Complete game without a win. Or I'm sorry, not complete game. Quality start.
Quality start, yes. 3 runs, 6 hits, 6 innings of work for Mitch Keller again. So Mitch Keller this time next week, will he be a Pirate?
No.
No.
Let's see. Well, okay. Yeah, here's the tricky thing: how you did that. Trade deadline doesn't end 1 week from today. So Friday of next week, where it is Joe's last show, Mitch Keller will not be a Pirate for sure. But I also kind of think this time next week, Mitch Keller will also not be a Pirate.
Well, the reason I say that is because like you can get another Mitch Keller start next week if you trade for him this weekend, right? So by next Wednesday. Well, I'm just saying is like you don't. What you want to do is if you want to get Mitch Keller, now's the time to get him before he makes that next start, right? Because if you wait, then you have to wait another time to have him in your rotation. That's what I'm saying. You make a trade for Mitch Keller this week or this weekend because then you want him starting on Tuesday next week. Or
well,
Monday
also like
next week.
Team context. If he goes and he becomes like a Blue Jay, people will be like, all right, that's fine. But then if it's like he goes and he's a Dodger, just for argument's sake, whatever, Yankee, people are like, oh my god, so the trade cost could go higher.
Keller. Oh my god, he's so good. Edward Cabrera took the mound, and everyone held their breath yesterday against the Padres. 1 run, 5 2/3, struck out 6, so it was the same old, same old. So I guess we're okay. Averaged 97.3 on his sinker, slightly up from last time. 14 whiffs, 86 pitches. So it seems, again, crisis averted here. So now Edward Cabrera, after that performance, do you think he did enough yesterday to get put back on that trade block here? And should fantasy managers breathe a sigh of relief and think, okay, we're good here with Edward Cabrera, let's just roll the rest of the season? Or do they end up saying, you know what, that was a good start. If he gets traded, maybe I can sell him for more than he's worth.
I don't think he's ever come off of that trade block, really. I just kind of don't think he's going to get traded. You got to forgive me. I know Craig Mish put this out there, your boy, of the untouchables for that team. I know we know Kyle Stowers is untouchable. I think he said Agustin Ramirez, and I guess he probably put Xavier Edwards, not Edward Cabrera. I guess Cabrera wasn't on that list, but I kind of still assume, like, of all the pitchers, he's the guy that's not, because there's still controllability. So I think he's going to be with this team. I don't think he's ever come off of this. And there's so many teams, too, in this trade market. I think this is the tricky part, why you're not seeing enough trades going through, like, right now, is that every team is like, we want to make a trade, but we want to have controllable pitching. Like, everybody wants control, but whether they're buying for the future or they're selling away, and everyone wants controllable pitching back. And I think there's just very little of that in teams that are willing to trade off guys that have 2 or 3 years. That's why Joe Ryan is the biggest, hottest commodity in the trade market, ironically. That's kind of why I just don't think it's going to happen with Edward Cabrera, regardless of how good or bad he is. But I think he can be good with the Marlins the rest of the way through. And if he gets traded, that's just an extra side of positivity to his fantasy value if he goes to like a winning team. So I'm still here for Cabrera. Stuff looks good. Expected numbers are under 4 on the ERA side, which you love to see. He's giving up, less contact just generally overall. His curveball has been disgusting this year, 42% whiff rate. Like, I'm in on a lot of what I'm seeing. I unfortunately think he's going to be a Marlin come August.
See, I don't. I think they deal one of these guys. And I would say this too. If Cabrera goes to the Yankees or the Cubs or some high-profile team, I would listen to fantasy trade offers on him because of the elbow issue. Because it was bad enough to pause and get everything checked out. This was a good start. But now there's definitely doubt in the back of my mind. So if you can get equal or greater value for Cabrera, I would think about it. Or if Cabrera's a extra piece and you desperately need hitting, I would also go that route. Francisco Alvarez has been really hot since coming back to the New York Mets. 1 for 4 yesterday, but the big blast in that game, a game-tying home run, 2-run job there from Francisco Alvarez, who looks far more confident right now swinging the bat. What would you say the percentage of rostership for Alvarez is on CBS?
I was to say on what? On
yeah,
what?
after, well, I mean,
ESPN is going to be negative 2%.
Right, of course.
I'll say on
actually,
CBS,
on ESPN, it's probably like 15 or 20 because people just have, probably were starting him the entire time, even when he was
I never looked at the rosters again.
Yeah.
I'll say like 65%.
30%. Only 30%. So a lot of people dropped him. Poor performance, plus obviously, being sent down. But that's huge. I mean, this is a guy who has a big-time bat if he is right. And so far, since he's come back, it's been double home run. He looks really sharp here. A lot of rookies to talk about, but first, some transactions. Colby Thomas, a rookie, getting called back up. Denzel Clark goes on the IL. Hayden Birdsong Oh, it was a bad song. It's a bad tune. He goes to AAA. Carson Seymour was called up. Carson Wisenhunt could be an option for this rotation spot. So, which Carson, if any, do you want to own in fantasy, Welsh?
Ooh, I would want Carson Wisenhunt. I'm a big Carson Wisenhunt guy. He's got one of the nastiest changeups I've seen. They're probably going to go with Seymour. But if Wisenhunt comes up, take a look and potentially stream him.
Suddenly Seymour is standing beside you.
Is that your bird song?
It's my bird song. It's my Hayden bird song. All right, let's go to the rookie lookie here. We got a lot here. Chase Burns, 10 strikeouts, but 6 runs. Boo. 5 of them were earned in 5 2/3 innings against the Nats. So his ERA is at 6.65 through 5 returns in the rotation. Welsh, any comments about Chase Burns you'd like to share with the class?
Yeah, I mean, this is the stuff like it's sample size. Like I really do think like the total package combinations. I know everybody is Jacob Mizorowski, who got kind of pulled early. There's still like a little relief risk right there. I think Chase Burns has as good, if maybe not a better combination of stuff. But it's just not working right now. It might be a next year thing. It might be a never thing. But like you're seeing the total package. He's kind of playing like a Dylan Cease card right now because it's high strikeouts. He's kind of getting blown around a little bit. He's going heavy four seam and slider. I mean, that is a 90% usage right now. And that's something they're going to have to fix, I think, going into next season. But his slider is sick. 44% whiff rate, a 221 average against. It's just the fastball. 310, you're not going to be able to work like that. It's also not a hitter, very pitcher friendly environment. So yeah, I mean, again, it's just sample sizes of being like, okay, yeah, now Burns is popping down. He's not quite adjusting to the league. I'm going to be probably heavy on him next season, but the gap is much bigger between like him and Mizorowski. If you just want to have that comparison for this year.
Look, he's talented. He's just, again, more of a thrower than a pitcher at this stage. He'll figure it out, though, eventually, and he'll have Tommy John, and then he'll come back, and then we'll see where it is. M. Rich has a question here. If I can get J-Rod for Kurtz, should I do it? Or do I need to add someone else to do this? This is tricky here. I think Kurtz has more home run potential the rest of the season than Julio does. I'll be frank. But if you need steals and you want a little bit more overall profile, I understand this. I think that's a trade you could pull off, especially how hot Kurtz has been. He's been on fire. I'm just not running to make that trade necessarily.
Yeah, this is a tough one too because post All-Star break, short sample size, but like Julio's kind of struggling again. Check out this home road split. I did not notice this about Julio. 292 on the road, awesome. 207 at home this year, and the worst right-handed ballpark factor we talked about when we talked about Suarez. 10 of his 14 homers have come on the road. Here's the hard part about that. One of the things where you look at Nick Kurtz has a pretty intensive split, but it's like 300 at home and like 240 on the road. He's hitting a lot of his homers at home. I don't know, man. Like, I think you can do this, especially if you're looking for stolen bases and you believe that Julio is going to kind of bounce back. Untrained, rookie, like how hard can this or how long can this kind of continue? I'm okay doing that move and potentially giving up some of that upside that's going there with Nick Kurtz, but we know what Julio is. So I think this is a fine trade, especially if you're good at corner infield. But I also do think this is a lot closer. This isn't like smash hit it, get Julio and go, because Nick Kurtz is something else.
Nick Kurtz has been great. I think he has more power rest of the season. Big Dance did a deal. How'd they do? Traded Betts round 1, Turner round 4, and Duran round 19 for Seager round 4 and Julio round 24 for 10 Roto Keeper. Yeah, look, I mean, Julio in round 24 is an extreme value. So I get that.
Yeah, I mean, Betts is probably not keepable at a 1. Turner is...
Oh, he's definitely not keepable at a 1.
Turner's fine at a 4. But so here's how I look at this. Turner and Seager kind of cross-cancel each other. If I had to spend a 4, I'd rather have Turner than Seager, I think, at this point. Sure. But then you go Duran versus Julio. I want Julio over Duran, and it's a better cost. And you also gave up Betts as a rental to, I'm guessing, as a winning team. I think this is a fine trade, that like a B. B plus maybe. This isn't like an A plus trade where you sold off guys that you're not going to keep for some incredible keeper. You just kind of shuffled around some pieces and then gave them a rental to win.
I actually played the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors, Welsh. True story. It was very good.
What is the dentist? Were you singing a Little Shop of Horrors?
Steve Martin.
Is that why?
Yeah, before, the Suddenly Seymour. The Steve Martin role, iconic in the film. The abusive dentist. Of course, I played that part.
I remember loving that movie when I was a kid.
It's great.
Don't you hate Rick Moranis?
No, I love what?
I don't know. I thought you hated Rick Moranis.
No, I love Rick Moranis. the opposite. He's like an icon of mine. He's a Canadian treasure. That's what that man is. More rookie lookie. Jacob Mizorowski, 3 2/3, 7 strikeouts, no decision, but just 64 pitches. What up with that, Welsh?
He was interviewed after the game, and he said it is what it is about 74 times to reporters. Mizorowski's kind of an interesting dude. I've talked to him a couple times at Brewers camp, and he's just very much.
He's one of the few guys you have to look up to when you talk.
Yeah, I do. I actually, literally, I'm like doing that. Jacob. But he's not. There are some guys. Remember, I was mentioning a couple weeks back the Andrew Vaughn interview where another Brewer, by the way, and he's just sitting there and he's just like, just take it one day at a time. The same tropey things. He didn't do that, but he kept saying it is what it is as reporters kept going back and forth, throwing out
it sounds like he didn't want to come out and they wanted to.
100%. They're like, what do you think about that? What do you think about being pulled early? What do you think about not getting to go the full game? And he's like,
is it what it is?
It is what it is.
So does that worry you if it is what it is as a fantasy manager of Mizorowski going forward?
Yeah.
Win potential is going to be tough.
Yeah, they want to monitor his innings. They want to make sure he's good for the rest of the season. When does that stuff stop? Like Rasmussen, they did it for 3 weeks, and then they brought him back. When will the caps, if ever, stop? So that puts a question. If Mizorowski's never going to get to 5, you're going to be lacking wins. You'll get good. You can get strikeouts, but also if he has an iffy game, and he goes 3 2/3 because it's 70 pitches and they pull him and he gives up 3 earned runs, that is equivalent to 5 earned runs in a 5. So what I'm saying? It's going to hurt your ratios potentially a little bit more. So this is why I have been open and talking about it, that if someone wants to pay that insane price in our second half draft, Bogman and I did, I don't know what up with the Welsh, the second half draft, he went in the second round. Mizorowski went in the second freaking round of our second half draft. If that's the cost level, let me move off and let me go get a huge piece in return that maybe doesn't have any innings cap. So I am concerned about it moving forward because they're not giving us any information when that's going to stop.
One of our Peanuts and Cracker Jacks just broke the story to us, and it's confirmed. Cardinals designated Eric Fetty for assignment there with his 5.22 ERA. I imagine he latches on somewhere.
Couldn't trade him then. I think they've been looking to move Fetty. That probably says that there was almost no trade value in the market. So they just said, peace out, Fetty.
Also, Jeff Passan is saying that contending teams might be willing to take a risk on Shane Bieber. Now that's interesting. I didn't see that coming. You don't see a lot of teams getting in the returning Tommy John guy who hasn't thrown a pitch in the major leagues yet this year. All right, let's do more of these rookie lookies here. Bryce Matthews, 1 for 4. That's another home run for him. 3 in 2 days for Bryce Matthews. Matt Shaw, 2 for 4 with a run scored. He's starting to show a little sign of life too, which is good because he's going to get replaced soon if he doesn't. Cam Schlittler, 5 innings, 2-run ball against the Blue Jays. Colson Montgomery hit his first home run in the big leagues yesterday. And Roman Anthony struck out all 4 times against Cristopher Sanchez, so we'll give him a pass because it's Sanchez. But if you're going to strike out, can you get us a Cinco Stinko? Could you make it 5? I mean, it's kind of lame. Well,
what's our number this year? Don't we only have 2?
I think 2 this year. That's since we named it.
It's like a no-hitter. It is the true no-hitter of bad performances. I'm so excited next year for us to run the Cinco Stinko board. We are going to be tracking this. We're going to be tracking this
people.
Yes, 100%. Just shame. I don't know what the art will look like, but we're going to do something because I think
it's shameful.
Acuna, and who was the other?
It was another good player, I thought.
Yeah, it was I think it was not as good as Acuna, but it was a decent one.
Acuna was definitely one of them, which was shocking. But then there was another guy who was pretty solid.
Yeah, if anybody remembers, let us know.
I think it was a Reese Hoskins level guy. I was one of those kind of guys. But
maybe it was.
Fun facts: Chandler Simpson has 30 stolen bases now in 222 plate appearances. That's wild. I just want to point that out.
The most stolen bases by a Rays rookie in the franchise history already.
Amazing. Rafael Devers, by the way, made his first career start at first base yesterday. Welsh, how'd you feel about that news?
You know what he said? He's like, I love being in the field. He's like, I want to be in the field.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. He said he likes being in the field. He said he liked it better than sitting in the cages and stuff. And it probably just makes Red Sox fans want to vomit and throw up. But yeah, I think it's great for his value. So we don't lose. I mean, I guess he would keep. Well, no, he wouldn't keep the third
Jackson Churio, the other Cinco Stinko, and Castellanos was the first one.
So. Oh, okay. So then we have a couple of them. Yeah, this is actually great news that Devers is doing this, by the way, because how garbage is it going to be next year if he goes in with only DH eligibility to start the season? We want him to have some position eligibility for fantasy next season, and he hadn't been playing any third base, so he was going to lose that. Let's hope this continues, so at least we've got
Yahoo, are you watching? I bet Yahoo was paying attention yesterday. All right, let's go 3 up and 3 down. Yamamoto, 3 runs, 1 earned, but 8 strikeouts in 5 innings. Corey Seager, 2 for 4 with a 3-run bomb. And Logan Gilbert, 6 1/3 scoreless, 10 Ks. And the Brewers finally lose a game. The downs yesterday, Casey Mize was hit all over the place. 10 hits in 4 innings. Gross. Gave up 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Fernando Tatis, 0 for 4. 2 more strikeouts for him. He's at 262, 362, 439. He's really slowed down, Welsh. He only has 4 homers in his last 55 games. He had 12 in his first 45. What's going on with Fernando Tatis Jr. here? It's a real slowdown for him recently, and I think this is where everybody struggles with him as a first-round.
Uh-oh. As a first round. All right, well, yeah, see, they do struggle with him. I'll
Talent.
jump in on... Oh, okay. You froze there a little bit there.
Am I back? Okay, but they struggle with him as a first-round talent because he has these runs where he's like the best player in baseball, and then he goes dormant for 2 months. And that, I think, that's a huge problem, especially in the head-to-head format points or roto categories.
Yeah, I'm kind of the streakiness is tough. So, when I'm just staring at like the profile, there are things that are down, but the down still looks elite. And this is why it's hard to come off of him. He has a 50% hard hit rate. That's awesome. But that's 5% lower than last year. He has an 11% barrel. It's great, but it's 3% less than last year. Maybe he's being a little bit more passive. He's walking 5% more of the time. The big thing that I see, and I don't know what the fix for this is he's really struggling with loft right now. His launch angle is not only is his launch angle lower, his pulled air percentage is the absolute lowest of his career. So he isn't getting to the ball where he can just start getting on that pull side. He's pulling it less. He's getting it in the air a ton less. But he still has a lot of the peripherals that you like. He has a better zone contact rate than you would expect. And also he's hitting better at home than on the road. So I think if you're trying to find the analysis of it, most of the Savanti slider stuff just really still speaks to him. I think there's a little bit of streak in the game, and you always hope that it's not injury related with him, but it's just he's not barreling the ball in a way that he's able to get it in the air and pull, which would lead to big, massive numbers. We say all of that though, 16 homers, 22 stolen bases, and he's just on a little bit of a cold streak. I'm probably a buyer if someone is really worried about him right now.
All right, fair enough there. All right, also Francisco Lindor, 0 for 30 stretch. So if you're thinking about making a move for a player, now's the time to move on Lindor because he's obviously better than this. It's just a huge funk he's in. But over 30, that's pretty bad.
Would you rather buy in on Lindor? Well, I guess you're going to say Lindor over Tatis. That would be a nice poll. You know what? Let's put a poll up if we can.
Yeah, poll it.
Tatis or Lindor. You can buy one for the second half. Who are you buying?
Yeah, I think I want Lindor. More stolen bases potential too, I would think at this stage too. What's going on? Because Tatis is actually, you know what? No, I'm wrong about that. Tatis still had 22 stolen bases on the year. I thought he was under 20, so that's my bad on that one.
Stealing them bases. By the way, we got games going on right now, and Dylan Cease, dude. Dylan Cease just right now, just first inning, earned run, multiple walks against the Marlins. Just I don't know what to do with Dylan Cease anymore.
Well, it's a tough one. It's going to hurt his draft stock next year. We'll see what happens. Let's go run through some injuries here. We'll get to the bets. Eovaldi will not start today against the Athletics. He was supposed to. He was going to. Now he's not. So keep an eye on that one. It's that back issue again. Blake Snell is going to make another rehab start on Saturday. 75 pitches is the target, 5 innings, and hopefully his final rehab outing. So that is good news there for the Dodgers. That means next week before I leave, Blake Snell will return. Tanner Scott did go on the IL. We talked about that earlier, but it's inflammation. We're going to let it calm down. Alexis Diaz was brought up from AAA. Adley Rutschman could possibly be activated this week. Zach Eflin will be activated today against the Guardians. Austin Riley not activated due to renewed discomfort in the abdomen. The Astros put Lance McCullers on the 15-day IL. Aaron Nola threw a 42-pitch bullpen session. The aforementioned Shane Bieber allowed 1 run over 3 innings on Tuesday in a rehab start. And as you mentioned earlier, too, Isaac Paredes of the Astros dealing with a more significant, quote-unquote, hamstring injury. That means that the Astros got to make some moves and fortify the infield a little bit, get some more help in the offense. And finally, and most depressing, Rays manager Kevin Cash told reporters Tuesday that Shane McClanahan will not make his next minor league rehab start due to biceps soreness. So now
And
bicep soreness, not tricep, bicep.
McClanahan took to Twitter as well. Because I know you kind of spouted off yesterday about some of your concerns, more Grayson Rodriguez, but also with McClanahan.
Well, that was just insane. The Grayson Rodriguez thing was like, he's going to go for imaging now. Now?
True.
Now?
Yeah, McClanahan has like 6 tweets all of this entire year, but he tweeted, he said, Rays fans, I know you're frustrated. I am too. This process has been anything but easy coming back from a completely freak injury. I want you to know that I am busting my ass and doing everything I can to be back to who you know I can be and what I know I can be. Quote, end quote.
Shane McClanahan will not throw a pitch in the major leagues in 2025. Let's get to the best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Tyler Glasnow, really good pitcher, but still, I think, working his way back. I'm going to go under 6.5 Ks at the plus money, plus 114. This is walking the tightrope there. I had all the overs last time, and that did not work out, so I'm going to try the unders this time with Glasnow. I think he gets 6 and 6 alone. And then Max Fried, let's go over 17.5 outs, minus 132 against the Blue Jays today. And then the Boston Red Sox on the money line for the upset. Gio, that's right, Lucas Giolito on the mound. He has been money, baby, against Luzardo, who has been shaky since a really good start. His first 10 starts great, last 10 not quite as good. So that's where I'm going for my bets today. Welsh, where are you going on your bets for Wednesday?
I've got one that's right up against it. We had a lot of early games today, so that took off a bit of the card that we can really talk about. Frankly, probably shouldn't even have this because it's so close to the end of the show, but there's a little bit live people that are hanging out with us at twitch.tv/FantasyPros, getting a little bit extra here. I'm going with the Mets first 5 run line. I am backing Sean Manaea. They've got, I think it's Brock Burke that's going to be pitching for the Angels. I love Manaea to shut them down. This is going to be for the Mets to be up by a run. And how about Francisco Lindor? He breaks that little 0 for 30 streak in this one. So give me the Mets. Give me first 5 run line, so they're up by at least 1 run. My other bets, I'm going with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're not going to get swept by the Astros. Brandon Pfaadt going to have one of those decent Pfaadt games, and they're minus 126 full game money line. Full game money line for the Arizona Diamondbacks today. They got Brandon Walter, I believe it is. And then I'm going to go with the Yankees. We're going back to a first 5 run line. Yankees, first 5 run line. You got Max Fried on the outs. I am also backing Max Fried against the Blue Jays. And we're going to take that first 5 run line for the Yankees to be up. Those are my best bets of the day.
Make sure you place your bets over on FanDuel. Bet $5, get $250 in bonus bets when your first bet hits, only at FanDuel, FantasyPros.com/leading off. And then take that leading off, use it as the promo code when you download the Betting Pros app. Bet smarter, not harder. Use the premium tools for a week for free with the promo code leading off. Again, only on Betting Pros. That is the place to be for the greatest tools on the planet to help you be more successful in all your wagers. Let's get a look at the home run board. I did not go yard yesterday. Wonky Penguin at 34. George is tied now with Whips at 42. Positive Grouch at 40. So things are getting tight here. I like this. Sammy Sosa jersey from Pristine Auction available for the winner this year. I hope George, Whips, and Positive Grouch appreciate Hall of Famer Sammy Sosa. That's right. I said it. Hall of Famer. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Welsh, where are you going for your home run call today?
We are going. That's a great question. I'm going with the man of the trade market, the man that sets the trade market, Eugenio Suarez, going up against Walter. We got a lefty. Suarez dropping bombs. Yes, he's going to improve even more that little bit of a trade market here, and Suarez going deep today for the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's my home run call.
I'm going heel with Shohei Ohtani. Let's go against Chris Paddock. I mean, what could go wrong, right? So give me Shohei plus 150. It's obviously Vegas thinks it's very possible too with that 150. When you see something like below 200, that's when Vegas is basically telling you that there's a good chance this guy's getting a home run today. So there you have it, everybody. That's the slate of baseball. And there's lots of baseball going on right now. Go watch it. Have fun. Come back tomorrow, though, ready for some more baseball. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Peace.
And join us on YouTube, youtube.com/FantasyPros MLB for live 1 hour talk with Joe and myself.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Join us, won't you? Today. YouTube audience is great. We love the YouTube. Can't get enough of the YouTube.
What's the deal?